This episode of Against the Odds is brought to you by Card Kingdom. To pick up the deck and support the show, follow the link in the description box down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. So last week, on our Against Odds poll, technically the winner was a bug card. Swirl the Mist, but we'll talk about that in a minute. As a result, we ended up with the second place card being declared the winner, and that is Hokori Dustdrinker, a pretty sweet winter orb creature, essentially. Basically just a winter orb on a 2/2 legendary body for 4 mana. So today, we are heading to Modern to play a deck that is called Hokori Lock. Basically, looking to not just play Hokori for value, but use Hokori to lock our opponent out of being able to really play Magic at all with the help of some really sweet support pieces. So a quick reminder before we break down Hokori Lock for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Against the Odds in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Hokori Lock, starting with, well, the card that we're not playing. So I want to mention this just to be clear and transparent. So Swirl the Mist was actually pretty significantly the winner last week, far above Hokori. The thing is, Swirl the Mist, just reading it, it reads like a card that Magic Online probably would have a hard time with. It's very weird. It does something that other cards don't really do, turning all instances of color words into a chosen color when it enters the battlefield. So before putting a lot of effort into building a deck, I just kind of threw together some cards that I thought I would play with Swirl the Mist, started working on the deck, tested it out, and I played, I think, 7 test games, and Magic Online crashed all 7 times. Eventually, it feels like the color shifting just stacks up too much, and weird stuff happens, and then eventually Moto breaks. So, because of that, we're not playing Swirl the Mist. But the good news is, Hokori Dustdrinker is actually pretty sweet, and I'm definitely excited to try it out. So, Hokori Dustdrinker is a 4-mana 2/2 that makes it so lands don't untap, but at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they get to untap a single land. So the idea of our deck is not just to play Hokori to slow our opponent down. In theory, you could do that. You could just play it, hopefully do it while your opponent's tapped out, slow your opponent down for a few turns, beat down with a bunch of aggro creatures, but we're trying to turn Hokori into a lock piece. It just basically makes our opponent not play Magic. So step 1 to the Hokori Lock is getting Hokori on the battlefield quickly. So for this, Utopia Sprawl, Arbor Elf, and also Noble Hierarch, and these cards really do 2 different things in the deck. So first off, they allow us to play Hokori maybe as early as turn number 2, which is very powerful. That really slows down our opponent's deck. The other thing is, these cards give us extra mana with Hokori on the battlefield. Since Hokori is symmetrical, if we just run it out, we might not necessarily beat our opponent if we're each untapping 1 land, but Arbor Elf untaps an additional land each turn. Utopia Sprawl, we can untap our 1 land and have it be the Utopia Sprawl land for extra mana. Noble Hierarch makes mana, but it's not a land. So these cards get us to our Hokori faster and then allow us to just keep functioning better than our opponent with Hokori on the battlefield. So that's kind of step 1 of the deck. Step 2 of the deck is Scepter of Dominance. So if you look at how Hokori plays, basically what we want to try to do is play Hokori with our opponent being tapped out or at least tapped down. So ideally, we'll play this when our opponent's lands are tapped, which means right away, our opponent is going to have 0 mana when they enter their turn. They get to untap 1 land. So the trick here is Scepter of Dominance, 3 mana and 1 mana to tap a target permanent. So we want to set a stop on our opponent's upkeep. Our opponent untaps their land, and we just immediately Scepter to tap down that land to keep our opponent on basically 0, or I guess if they can make a land drop, 1 mana for the rest of the game, which basically means our opponent just can't really function, or at least function very well. So that is kind of step 2 of the Hokori Lock. So get Hokori down with opponent tapped out, Scepter to keep tapping down whatever land they untap each turn to keep them low on mana. The next piece of the lock involves making sure our opponent can't kill our Hokori. So one of the flaws with the plan we were just talking about, where our opponent untaps their land on their upkeep and then we immediately tap it back down, is they get 1 mana that they can use at instant speed, which means Lightning Bolt, or potentially Fatal Push, or potentially Path to Exile, is a way to deal with Hokori and get out from under the lock. The trick here is Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, and also Trinisphere basically take that plan off the table. With Thalia, non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, so even if our opponent, when they untap that land, has the Path to Exile instant speed, they can't cast it, because Thalia is going to say no, and then Trinisphere just makes everything cost 3 mana, which means with the Hokori lock going with Scepter, our opponent just can't cast anything for essentially the rest of the game while we beat them down at our leisure with our Hokoris and our Thalias and whatever else we have on the battlefield. Otherwise, we have a couple more kind of backup land taxing effects. So Hokori, we've been talking about how it works. One of the ways our opponent can get out from under the lock slightly is making their land drop for the turn. So they play their land for the turn, and that gives them a mana to, again, try to kill our Hokori somehow. Well, Aven Mind Sensor gives us an evasive clock that also sort of stops fetch lands. Our opponent tries to crack a fetch, they only get to look at their top 4, probably fizzles, so it takes away some number of the make a land drop for the turn land drops to get out from under the lock. And then Thalia Heretic Cathar basically makes it so only our opponent's basic lands come into play untapped under the lock. So if we also throw Thalia into the mix, our opponent goes to play their shock land, it's coming into play tapped no matter what, which means they don't have that 1 mana to try to kill our Hokori. So strengthening the lock with these additional pieces. Otherwise, we can also just attack our opponent's land. So Knight of the Reliquary is kind of our finisher, a big body to close out the game. Also here to tutor up our Ghost Quarters, which we can then get back with Ramanamp Excavator. But this part of the deck just allows us to further tax our opponent's mana. If they have that 1 mana up, we can Ghost Quarter them. Eventually, we are going to run them out of basics. And then, once we run them out of basics, we're able to just strip mine whatever land that they try to untap with Hokori, which basically means our opponent's not going to be able to do anything at all. Otherwise, couple utility cards, Scavenging Ooze, Graveyard, Life Gain, Corsair Crew Fix, Life Gain, make sure we hit our land drops. Path to Exile gives us a bit of removal, and it's pretty sweet with Hokori because the lands come into play tapped, and tap lands just not all that valuable, so we kind of minimize the downside of Path a little bit with Hokori itself. In the mana base, we talked about Ghost Quarter. Ajano Castle is another way to protect our Hokori. We can tutor up with our Knight of the Reliquary, prevent 2 damage to a legendary creature, which Hokori is, which basically means Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix, those type of effects can't kill Hokori. Horizon Canopy draws us some extra cards, works well with Excavator and Knight of the Reliquary, some fetch lands, some shock lands, some basic lands. In the sideboard, Scavenging Ooze, another copy for Life Gain and Graveyard Hate, Surgical to hate on combos, Damping Spheres for Tron and Storm style combos, Stony Silence, Knight of Autumn to deal with artifacts, also enchantments, also some life gain. Knight of Autumn just does pretty much everything. Path to Exile, Settle the Wreckage for more removal. Selfless Spirit, a good way to deal with opponent's removal, another way to protect our Hokori from Wrath. Tireless Tracker to draw some extra cards in the control matchup. Pithy Needle to lock down Planeswalkers. And that is Hokori lock for Modern. And that's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So I think this is going to be fun. If there's anything I love in Magic, it's making opponents not be able to play it. And Hokori is a pretty unique way to do that. And I'm really excited to try Scepter of Dominance as well. We got some fun, janky cards going on. So we'll see. We'll see how this plan works. Hopefully, we can assemble some really strong locks and just make our opponent not be able to do anything as we slowly beat them down with random Arbor Elves and Scavenging Oozes and whatever. On the other hand, there are drawbacks to Hokori. Doesn't do anything against non-creature mana sources, so if our opponent has a bunch of Noble Hierarchs and Elvish Mystics and, I don't know, Mana Rocks some decks have, then Hokori gets a little bit worse. So there will be some variants in the matchups, but hopefully we get some good fun ones, because when it works, it seems like it's going to be super sweet. So anyway, that is Hokori lock for Modern. And that's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. All right, Against the Odds time. We are playing some Hokori lock in Modern, and this hand's interesting. Our mana's a little clunky, but technically we have turn 1 Utopia Sprawl, and then potentially just turn 2 Trinisphere, depending on the matchup. Opponent, Wooded Foothills, Cracks Wooded Foothills, Forest, and Search for Tomorrow. Alright. Well, I mean, I think we are going for it. Trinisphere. Pass the turn. This might be able to lock the Search for Tomorrows, actually. It should be able to. Stomping Ground tapped. Opponent. Passing. Let's think about this. Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. Grab a forest. Knight of the Reliquary. Leaving up Ghost Quarter in case they try to Lightning Bolt. Search for Tomorrow's gets Trinisphered. Who? Yes? Can't guess that. Oh, the beauty of Trinisphere. Opponent. Well, if they have a land, they can start trying to play things. Explore. Into Wooded Foothills. Cracks Wooded Foothills. Even Mind Sensor would be a sweet draw. Opponent. Passing. Arbor Elf. Alright, so let's play Ramanop Excavator. Get back Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Get a forest. Float mana. Sack the forest. Get a Windswept Heath. Sack Windswept Heath. Get a forest. And play Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. What do you got? Hopefully not Breach Titan. That would be the worst. Flame slash Knight of the Reliquary. But can't kill Knight of the Reliquary. Opponent passes. Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a Plains. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Hit our opponent down to 10. Play Scavenging Ooze. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. You need something good. They basically need Primeval Titan, and that won't even be enough. Opponent, thinking it over, and this Trinisphere was just insane. Insane. Even just getting this Search for Tomorrow's huge swing, and opponent scoops it up, cannot overcome the Trinisphere value. Alright, so opponent's playing Scape Shift. How do we fight Scape Shift effectively? I think we basically stay on the same plan. I don't know if we change really much of anything. Path is okay. We maybe could go down one path. Go down one path, maybe go up Selfless Spirit. Surgical, their pieces don't get to the graveyard. Tireless Tracker would also be fine, although I'm not sure what we would cut for it. Ghost Quarters are good. I guess maybe we should bring in Surgicals and try to Surgical Valakut. Like, that is a helpful plan. And then we just gotta beat Primeval Titans, essentially, to win. Maybe we should bring in a Surgical or two, since we have the Ghost Quarters. Mind Sensor also fizzles Scape Shift. I guess we can go down Scavenging Ooze as just kind of meh. Yeah, let's try the Surgicals. Let's run it like that. If we can Ghost Quarter Scape Shift, Surgical Scape Shift, it does cut out a lot of lines for our opponent winning. Alright. We don't have the mana in this hand. Well, this hand has all the mana. Okay, we'll keep Trinisphere, I guess. Trinisphere Hokori, sweet. Stomping Grounds for our opponent, tapped. Opponent passes. Windswept Heath, crack it. Grab a forest and Utopia Sprawl on white. Pass the turn. Opponent, mountain, and Sakura Tribe Elder. Yup, passes. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. Play Utopia Sprawl on white. Play Trinisphere. Pass the turn. Opponent did not sack Sakura Tribe Elder. Interesting. Gets a forest. Sakura Tribe Elder. Well, this Hokori is going to be decent. Opponent gets it. Down to 16. Ooh, and a Thalia. That's pretty sweet. Well, step 1, Hokori. Lock 'em. Lock 'em out of the game. This is where Hokori is pretty decent. Horizon Canopy. Pass the turn. Opponent. With this Trinisphere out, it's pretty hard for opponent to cast stuff. Untaps the Stomping Grounds. Opponent, combat. No attacks. Passes, no land, okay. Well, we get to untap our tri-land. Play Knight of the Reliquary. Pass the turn. Opponent, untaps a land. And combat. Oh, come on, Aven Mind Sensor. That would be a sweet one. Untap our tri-land. Wooded Foothills. How do we do this? I'll play Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a forest. Play Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. No attacks. Well, opponent might be able to do something this turn. They're actually going to have 3 mana, which does mean they can potentially cast 1 spell. But unless that spell is killing Hokori, that taps them out for a couple more turns. Stomping Grounds, tapped. Ooh, brutal. Opponent, passing. Well, we will sack Horizon Canopy, draw a card. Sack Forest. Get a... Let's take a Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Get a Forest. Untap. Untap our Utopia Sprawl land. We draw another Knight of the Reliquary. Well, play a Knight of the Reliquary. Untap. Play a Knight of the Reliquary. And pass the turn. Alright, opponent, this is your turn to do something big. 3 mana. Alright, so we sack the Forest. Get a Jano Castle. Save Hokori. Oh, no. Oh, we can't. Uh-oh. Oops. Oops, oops. We actually have to pay a mana for that. Oh, no. Well, we still have some really big Knight of the Reliquaries, but that was awkward. Opponent gets to untap. Opponent, combat. Passes. We draw. Noble Hierarch. Huh. Opponent's going to get up to Primeval Titan mana. Well, play Thalia and pass the turn. We're going to wait one more turn. Leave our knights able to search up Ghost Quarters if need be. Oh, man, if we could have had that Ajano Castle. Opponent, 4 mana. Destructive Revelry on Trinisphere. Yeah, that resolves. Sack Sakura Tribe Elder. Gets a mountain. Sack Sakura Tribe Elder. Gets a mountain. Well, let's see if we're dead. Opponent. We're dead to Scape Shift. Lotus Cobra. Okay. Sakura Tribe Elder. Sack Sakura Tribe Elder. They still can't escape shift though, right? Unless they have a land in hand. Opponent. Passing. Well, float mana. Actually, let's do this properly. Float white mana. Sack Temple Garden. We just got to grow these knights as big as we can. Get a Windswept Heath. Sack Windswept Heath. Get a Forest. Float. And opponent, the knights are coming and they scoop it up, and Hokori Trinisphere was enough. It didn't lock our opponent forever, but it locked our opponent long enough that they couldn't develop their game plan and bought us the time. They couldn't get to Scape Shift in time, and that was impressive. Hokori Trinisphere, Thalia, etc. It's actually pretty sweet. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing Hokori Lock-in Modern, and oh dear. Alright. Well, this is going to be interesting. Opponent, Sarah Ascendant. Scepter is an answer. Well, let's play Forest and Arbor Elf. I think our main hope here is to... Alright, this is going to be interesting. We'll see what our opponent has. See how quickly they can make this a 6-6. That's the big question. Opponent, Johnny's Pride Mate. Combat. Wow. Okay. I almost feel like we have to make this trade. Yeah. Trade-off. Opponent gains a life. Play Noble Hierarch. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. That slows us down, but there's just so much risk if Sarah Ascendant stays out. Ghost Quarters worrying if they have Arbiter. Chalice of Life. Alright, that can grow the Pride Mate. Opponent, combat. Whew. Okay. That's also scary. Gains a life. This is a spicy build of Soul Sisters. Opponent passes. Ghost Quarter. Well, play Ghost Quarter. I think we just have to Scavenging Ooze and start eating things from the graveyard. We have to make sure this doesn't flip. That's goal number 1. And then eventually Scepter can tap down a Johnny's Pride Mate. Opponent, Cavern. On Human. Pride Mate. Growing. Combat. Oh, this combo of Chalice of Life with Pride Mate is brutal. Gets in. Yup. Can't do anything about it. Gains a life. Sure. Well, we'll take it. Down to 11. Well, eat a Sarah Ascendant. Eat a Arbor Elf. Untap. Ooze. Awkward, awkward, awkward. Alright, so I guess our plan is play Scepter. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We need to be able to trade Scavenging Ooze with one of the Pride Mates, the smaller one. Sheffet Dunes. Gains a life. Grows the Pride Mates. Yep. And combat. Attacks. Okay, just gonna leave back the smaller Pride Mate. Yeah, well, we take it. Down to 7. Opponent. Sarah Ascendant. And passes. We draw more Thalias. Well, play Thalia. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to combat, so we will tap down the bigger Pridemate. Opponent attacks. I mean, we have to double block. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Block, block. Opponent has a path. Yeah, that's bad. We'll grab a forest. Now they get to gain a life, grow the Pridemates. Yeah, this is not good. That path is very bad for us. Probably lethal. Opponent. More? Soul Warden. Alright. Opponent passes. We draw a path. Another Hokori. Hokori's just not good here. Like, we tap our opponent down, but we're so far behind, we still just lose. I think we have to play Scavenging Ooze. Opponent gains a life. Grows the Pridemates. Yeah, we're pretty locked. Play Thalia. Opponent gains a life. Yep, untaps. And they're going to flip this Chalice of Life. This Chalice of Life, I've never seen it be good, but it's being good here. Squadron Hawk. Yeah, that does it. Well, that was rough. That was some big Pridemates pretty quick. Bring in our other Path to Exile. Bring in Settle the Wreckage. Bring in... I guess we got to bring in something to deal with that Chalice, actually. As weird as that sounds. Bring in Knight of Autumns, I guess? Those seem like our best bets. Go down one Noble Hierarch. Go down some Thalias. And go down... maybe we just cut more Thalias. Maybe we cut all the Thalias. Tireless Tracker could also be fine. Let's go down to Mind Sensor. Well, no, they do have ways to... They do have Squadron Hawk. We can't cut Mind Sensor. All right, maybe we do cut Noble Hierarch. Let's try this interesting curve. We're on the play, which is nice. Yes. Not enough lands to keep that one. Well, this has lands, but no real ramp. Knight of the Reliquary. Yeah, I guess we keep it. It is a threat. It's a slow threat, but Windswept Heath go. Our one settle could be a nice surprise. Plains for our opponent. There's a Soul Warden. Gotta get that life gain going. Opponent passes. Ijano Castle. Pass the turn. Question's gonna be, how many lands does our opponent have? Trinisphere can slow him down, potentially. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Yep, down to 19. And there's a Pridemate. Grows the Pridemate. Well, take a Temple Garden tapped. Opponent. Gains a life, grows a Pridemate. Arbor Elf. Well, let's Horizon Canopy and Trinisphere. Pass the turn. Opponent, Ijano Castle. There is Chalice of Life. Gains a life, grows a Pridemate. Opponent, attacks. Down to 12. Horizon Canopy. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Combat. Attacks. Well, yep. This is all we can really do. Settle the Wreckage. This does give our opponent some lands, and we gotta pay a bunch of life. Does give our opponent some lands to play around this Trinisphere, which is awkward. I think Trinisphere is actually hurting us more than it's hurting our opponent at the moment. Get some lands. Plays. No, they just keep coming. Another Pridemate. Opponent passes. We draw Knight of the Reliquary. Well, play Knight of the Reliquary. Pass the turn. This is not going well. Even with the settle, opponent gains a life, grows Pridemate, Cavern, on human, Soul Warden, combat, attacks. Cannot stop it. Yup. Gains a life. We drop to 5. Opponent passes. Forest. Play a forest. Play Knight of the Reliquary. Opponent gains a life. Grows the Pridemate. Well, we pass the turn. Gotta hope they don't have any removal. We need to, like, double block here. Oh, they got the path. Well, sacrifice. Take a... So 4, 5, 6. Man, we might have to Ghost Quarter ourselves. Yeah, take a Ghost Quarter. Get a land. Yeah, that path's brutal. Opponent untaps. Cavern. 1 card in hand. Hopefully it's nothing good. Combat. Attacks. So we block... We pay a life, sack Horizon Canopy. Grow Knight of the Reliquary. So many Arbor Elves. Opponent gains a life. We Ghost Quarter ourselves. Grab a Forest. Kill the Pridemate. Opponent has something. Ooh, that is a daggery draw, because this Chalice is going to flip. Yeah, this is very lethal. Opponent grabs Martyr of Sands, Serra Ascendant. Plays Serra Ascendant. Gains a life. Not seeing a pathway out of this. Hokori. Yeah, we can't beat the Chalice. Alright. Well, that was awkward. That was a weird matchup, and it did not go well. Opponent got too far out ahead for our Hokoris to really be effective, unfortunately. And we kind of Trinisphere locked ourselves. Alright, against the odds time, we are playing some Hokori Lock-in Modern, and this hand is pretty close to our ideal draw. Turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Utopia Sprawl Hokori, potentially. That's not bad. See what, oh, Thoughtseize, about it! Boo and hiss, and boo and hiss again. Well, there goes Hokori. It would have been sweet. It would have been super sweet. I mean, I guess I could take Utopia Sprawl and try to slow us down, but that seems less good. Hokori! That's what we want to do! That is the ideal start. Well, yeah. Oh, takes Mind Sensor. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm assuming that means they can kill Hokori. They can have Lightning Bolt. So I think we want to play Utopia Sprawl on white. Untap, Thalia, Temple Garden. Pass the turn. Get a little more protection for Hokori before we play it. Opponent, untaps. Opponent, Blackleaf Cliffs, and passes. We draw. Ooh, Knight of the Reliquary. Well, go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Play Knight of the Reliquary. Horizon Canopy, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plains. If our opponent taps out, they're in pretty sketchy shape. But if they don't start killing our stuff eventually, they also are in pretty sketchy shape. Opponent. Helixes. Alright. Well, there goes Knight of the Reliquary. That's not the worst. We draw Courser. Well, tap, untap, tap, Hokori. Go to combat, get him with Thalia. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to untap a land. Blackleaf Cliffs. Arid Mesa. And passes. Alright, so we get to untap our land. Well, tap, untap, tap, Courser, Ghost Quarter, gain a life. Go to combat, attack. Opponent takes it down to 13. Alright, opponent gets to untap a land. I mean, they're going to have to start killing our stuff at some point. We don't especially want this Noble Hierarch, but... Alright, untap our land. Draw Noble Hierarch, Temple Garden. Well, Temple Garden... Ugh. Untapped. Noble Hierarch. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent down to 7. Well, pass the turn. Opponent gets to untap a land. And passing? Well, tap this. Sack Horizon Canopy. Draw the plains. Opponent cracks Arid Mesa. Gets a mountain. Oh my goodness, more lands. Well, untap. Now we're kind of flooding. Untap our land. Play the forest. Oh my god almighty! Go attacking. Opponent. Colligan's command on Hokori. Well, we'll discard a forest. Opponent drops to 1. Yup. Untaps. Oh, we drew a lot of lands in a row, but we're still kinda in it. Opponent. What did they find? Young Pyromancer. Okay. And I think we might actually Ghost Quarter ourselves here. Faithless Looting makes a dork. Wait, doesn't this mean we win? 2 Lingering Souls, tap land. Well, let's Ghost Quarter ourselves. Get a land. Well, at least Arbor Elf isn't a land. Untap, Windswept Eve is a land. Go to combat, swing, 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 and I think Hokori might have got there. Opponent scoops it up, and that was good enough. We were able to just slow our opponent down. They were too afraid to tap out, and that was good enough. All right, well, Path to Exile in, Scavenging Ooze in, maybe Tireless Tracker in. Going down what? That's a big question. Trinisphere seems sweet. Going down, even Mind Sensor in this matchup? Thalia Scepter, Excavator, Courser. All of our one-ofs seem fine. Noble Hierarch, we could go down one Noble Hierarch. Maybe 1 Noble Hierarch, 1 Mind Sensor, and 1... Yeah, let's go down Ramen Excavator. Let's try it like that. Ooh. Alright, well, let's see if we get to resolve things. Okay. How many Thoughtseizes do they have? Swamp for our opponent. Inquisition. We also need a land, I guess. We don't have any turn 1 ramp, unfortunately. Or this hand would be even sweeter. Takes Thalia and passes. Well, forest, go. Come on, land, please. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. Cracks it. Sacred Foundry, untapped. Ugh, now we're going to have to path this, unfortunately. Well, play Horizon Canopy, path Young Pyromancer. Opponent gets a land, which does help our opponent play around this Trinosphere. But we can't let them just start making tokens. And we did whiff on lands, but opponent thinking it over. Gets a swamp. Alright, we play Arbor Elf, pass the turn. Opponent, tap land, and Thoughtseize. Takes Thalia. Thoughtseize. Now, opponent's just running it out there. Run it all out. Scepter. And passes. Well, tap, untap. Play Trinosphere. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, goodness. Alright. Oh, Lord Almighty. Takes Tireless Tracker. We draw. Nothing. Well, this is a little bit awkward. We just have not hit enough mana to really play Magic this game. And our opponent's hit 5 discard spells. Oh, it's a Bedlam Reveler. Hooray for Bedlam Reveler. Opponent hits a land. Yeah, well, this has been... Yeah, opponents just hit literally every discard spell in their deck. 3 Thoughtseizes, 2 Inquisitions, and there's just not much we can do to fight back against this. Opponent cracks their fetch land. They also got to refuel their hand. Gets a Sacred Foundry tapped. Alright, pass the turn. Well, this was a draw that seemed good if we hit a land, but we did not hit a land. We didn't come close to hitting a land. Lingering Souls, and our opponent has another one. Yeah, we can't win from here. Alright, well, should hit lands. Run it back. Draw lands. That is the TLDR. That wasn't even a one-lander, so you can't yell at me too hard. Alright, we get to play first. Alright, we got land, so we'll keep it. We're still probably going to get torn up by discard, which, that is obnoxious, but that's the matchup. Forest and Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Opponent, Thoughtseize. 1 of 7, Arid Mesa. Cracks Arid Mesa. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. 17. And Lightning Bolt. Okay. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. Utopia Sprawl. On white. Thalia. Pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. And 2 mana Thoughtseize. Takes our Scavenging Ooze. Yup. Well, let's see if we can draw something. That would be sweet. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, go to combat, get in with Thalia. Play Aven Mind Sensor. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter Sacred Foundry. Come on. Come on. Strip Mine. Strip Mine achieved. Pass the turn. Fetch land. It's risky. Cracks. Oh, opponent. Oh, living the dream. All right. Faithless Looting. So, more Ghost Quarters are sweet. Ramenamp Excavator sweet. Even Mind Sensor. Well, go attacking. Hit our opponent. Down to 6. Pass the turn. Mountain. What do you got, opponent? Passes. Well, we will Aven Mind Sensor. Untap. Oh, Hokori. If only we could cast it. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Terminates Thalia. Drops to 2. Oh, boy. If we had a land and could Hokori here, it would win us the game. Opponent. Untaps. Bloodstained Mire. Oh, wow. That Hokori would have been so insane. The Ghost Quarter was pretty good too, though. What does our opponent need? Double removal, I guess, does it? Lingering Souls doesn't, as long as we can path, or shouldn't. Dreadbore. Opponent, passing. Oh, God. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent cracks. Tap land. Death? Oh, we got there! Well, Hokoris were good at game 1, and they would have been insane at game 3, but we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We got torn apart by Thoughtseizes in game 2, but that's kind of what our deck's trying to do. Oh, I wish we drew one more land for Hokori just to lock him out in game 3, but not bad. Not bad, not bad. Sweet. All right, against the odds time, we are playing Hokori Lock in Modern, and all right, little light on mana, but we have creatures, and if we draw lands, this hand's good-ish, relatively. Nothing for turn 1, though. Opponent. All right. Mulligans to 6, while Windswept Heath go. Opponent untaps Blooming Marsh and Elvish Mystic. This is probably a rough-ish matchup. Mana Dork's good way to get around Hokori. Well, play Thalia, pass the turn. So it looks like elves, and we do not have much removal. Opponent, Archdruid. Oh boy. Yeah, opponent has lots of ways to get around Hokori. Mind Sensor, well, I guess we go attacking. Hit our opponent to 18. Play Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, Hokori does not do well against non-lands that produce mana. Our lock is pretty much just not a thing in this game. Elves of Deep Shadow. Duinian's Elite. That is a big board of dorks. Opponent, infinite mana, passes. Oh boy, we did not hit a land. Well, we get to pass the turn. So we have 2 mana on turn 4. Our opponent has 10. Actually more, because they have Collected Company. Hits a Clan Caller, and that does it. All right. Well, that was quick and easy and painless. This is probably a very bad matchup. On a scale of 1 to 10, this has got to be a 0 matchup-wise. Trinisphere's relevant. That's something, I guess. But a huge chunk of our deck just does literal nothing in this matchup. Alright, run it like that. Huh! Yeah, I don't think we beat Elves, ever. Our one way to win is probably something like turn 1 ramp, turn 2 Trinisphere, turn 3 Ghost Quarter, Aven Mind Sensor, like something like that. There might be a very slight chance, but oh, this is such a horrible matchup. Alright, well, we'll keep this. We have our 1 Settle, which that is a gotcha card that could get him. Gilly Plows, untapped, and Elvish Mystic, sure. Well, play a land, play Utopia Sprawl. On white, play Scavenging Ooze, and pass the turn. Opponent, Blooming Marsh, and Mystic, and Duinian's Elite. Here they come. The dorks have assembled. Opponent passes. Well, play a Ghost Quarter. Play, I guess, Knight of the Reliquary. Pass the turn. Pendelhaven for our opponent. Do they have a Lord? Nettle Sentinel. They got lots of elves. Oh boy. Alright, well, we gotta hope they just don't have cards, because they have their infinite mana combo assembled. Not infinite, but essentially infinite, if they can keep casting spells. 3 mana. Clan Caller. Yup. 1 card in hand. What is it? Tapping, untapping, untapping, tapping. Azuri. Well, come on, path, I guess. Opponent attacks. We'll take it. Opponent passes. Play Horizon Canopy. Sack Horizon Canopy. Hokori, yeah, this is not a great Hokori matchup. Pass the turn. Opponent, combat. Well, okay. This does give us a glimmer of hope. Take a forest. Yeah, opponent played into it. Settle you. I mean, opponent gets infinite mana, but... Got him. Well, I guess there's another way we can add to our list for potentially winning this matchup, and that is our opponent does not think that we might have a 1-of Settle. And literally slam their entire board of elves into it. Well, not literally. There's 2 Elvish Mystics. They left up 5 for pumping purposes. Opponent says, Sec, I'm picking my jaw from the floor. Oh, the 1 Settle. The 1 Settle to save the day. Huh, okay. Well, we're back in it. I mean, our opponent gets every basic out of their deck, I'm sure. Yep, 4 basics. Well, we have a chance. Still not a guaranteed win, but that was a big swing. Westville Abbey. Oh my goodness! Huh! If our opponent had played Westville Abbey, that also could have blown us out. Well, there's a Ghost Quarter. So, alright. Let's be sneaky. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, Westvale Abbey. Opponent's gonna make a dork. Yup. Gets strip mined. And scoops it up! Oh, the Settle! The miracle Settle! The what-of, fun-of, sideboard Settle! Alright, well, I guess that's our plan. Trinisphere Settle? We have so few cards to do anything. One of the things I love about Knight of the Reliquary is, like, in that case, we didn't even have to leave up 4 mana. So it's really hard to see 3 mana up, and you already don't expect Settle, but it makes it even sneakier with 3 mana up. We got to, like, main phase Sack Horizon Canopy and look desperate, and our opponent played right into it. Alright, we'll keep this. We got Ramp, we got Knight of the Reliquary, and that is all. Elves of Deep Shadow. Opponent, Mind Sensor. I'll play a forest. Utopia Sprawl on white. Pass the turn. Opponent. Palace. Untapped, revealing, oh god, Archdruid. Okay, that means bad things can happen. Opponent passes. Well, play Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Forest. Utopia Sprawl on white. Pass the turn. See if we can get some sneaky Mind Sensor value somehow. So opponent's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Elvish Archdruid is pretty powerful when it sticks. Haven't been doing great at drawing pass. Free Elvish Mystic into Nettle Sentinel, 2 cards in hand. Into Azuri. Oh lord. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Alright. Well, we gotta draw Path or Settle this turn. Well, play Mind Sensor. Well, now we gotta draw exactly Path this turn just to stay alive. That was a good one. Get a Plains. Well, Path lets us live for one more turn. Opponent passes. Utopia Sprawl. Yeah. Horizon Canopy. Sack it. Path? Hokori. Yeah, alright. Well, that was a pretty good elf draw. That is lethal, and there's not anything we can do about it here. Well, we got him once with Settle, and that was sweet, but yeah, this is still, it is the matchup we thought it was, which is, very not good. Million Matadors is just like laughing at Hokori. So, yeah, I mean, we got one, which was pretty miraculous, even to get one game off of them. Opponent, attacks, attacks, attacks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can block, I guess. But opponent just overruns, and we die. Yep. Well, yeah, that's magic, especially in a bad matchup. All right, against the odds time, we are playing some Hokori Lock in Modern, and all right, looks like we're up against Control. This should be interesting. Play a Forest and Utopia Sprawl on white. Pass the turn, opponent. We'd love to get him with a Mind Sensor. That would make us happy. No Hokori this hand. This is a matchup where Scepter seems really sweet if we can get it down. Just play Scepter and tap lands like Rishian Port style. Hollowed Fountain tapped. Opponent passes. Well, let's Wooded Foothills. Crack it. Grab a Forest. And Knight of the Reliquary. Opponent ups. To the bottom. Alright. Pass the turn. Opponent. Flooded Strand, and passes. Let's play Windswept Heath and just pass the turn. I think we're gonna try to hopefully get our opponent with this Aven Mind Sensor. I'll float a mana, sack the Forest, get a Horizon Canopy. Knight dies. We get a Forest. And now we even Mind Sensor. Resolves, come on. Get him, get him, get him. Oh, they had a land. All right, well, that's sad. Land for our opponent. Mind Sensor, you failed us. Opponent runs out a Jace and ticks up Jace to the top. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a Temple Garden. Untapped. Sack Horizon Canopy, draw a card. Opponent passes. Let's play Thalia. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter Colonnade. Yes! Strip Mine mode. Hit Jace. Pass the turn. Opponent has a basic land. Brainstorms with Jace. We haven't drawn the best cards for this matchup, that's for sure. Opponent passing. We draw Thalia. I'll play a Plains. Go to combat. If they're going to Cryptic, we want them to Cryptic now. Here comes Cryptic. We pretty much have to expect a Terminus on the top of our opponent's deck. Cryptic, tap, draw. Play Scavenging Ooze. Pass the turn. Opponent. No Terminus, okay. Brainstorms with Jace. We do need to kill this Jace somehow. This is a second Brainstorm. That's a lot of card draw. Opponent, yup. Put some cards back, gets a land, plays a land. And passes. Alright, well, eat a Path. Eat a Opt. Opponent pass Thalia. Okay. Well, we get a land out of our deck. Jeez. Well, that's unfortunate. Snapcaster Path. Well, that's the power of brainstorming. You find your good cards. Pass the Ooze. Well, we've got a lot of lands out of our deck. That's a thing. Well, untap. Utopia Sprawl. Play Courser. See what's on top. Play Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter Hollowed Fountain. Strip Mine mode. Play another Scavenging Ooze. Play a Thalia. Go to combat. Hit Jace. Well, this is a big turn. If our opponent can... Oh, we're drawing a not great path. Well, let's see what our opponent has. If they can sweep our board, we probably just lose. Takes up Jace targeting themselves. They are fine with us drawing this path. To the bottom. 4 mana. Timely Reinforcements. Ugh. Alright. Opponent passing. Does this mean that Jace gets to live another turn? That's not good. So we draw a path. We play Windswept Heath. We gain a life. Go to combat. Attack Jace. Attack Jace. Attack Jace. Blocks. Blocks. Oh, man, Hokori would be so sweet. Jace drops to 1. Well, Utopia Sprawl on green. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Did not Miracle Terminus. That's something. Brainstorms with Jace. Well, for our opponent having a Jace on the battlefield for a ridiculous amount of turns, we're putting up a fight. We are trying hard. Opponent. Hollowed Fountain. Oh, this means Wrath, doesn't it? Tapping, untapping. Gonna attack first because why not? And yeah, this is the death of us. Block the Soldier. We had to hope they didn't get to the point of wrathing, but they did. Here comes the Wrath. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a Temple Garden. Top card's Arbor Elf. Yeah, alright. So, alright, I won't scoop. That's my new motto. I don't want to get yelled at for scooping early. But, in my defense, our opponent has a Jace that we are never going to be able to kill. They have 6 lands. They constantly are going to have a full hand. But we can play it out. Opponent puts a card on top, so that means it's one that we don't want to be drawing. Opponent passes. It's a Noble Hierarch. Well, play Noble Hierarch. Opponent counters. Well, go to combat. Hit Jace for 1. Yup. And pass the turn. Opponent brainstorms with Jace. I don't know if I can do it, chat. I don't know if I can avoid scooping in this one. I'm pretty sure this is a very lost cause. It's going to take our opponent a lot of turns to actually... Okay. Alright, chat, if you want to yell at me, you can, but... Teferi and Jace and 4 cards in hand versus essentially 0 cards in hand and an Arbor Elf. This has got to be... It's got to be an acceptable place to scoop. If there was ever an acceptable place to scoop, it's got to be there. It's got to be. Alright, opponent's playing Control, so Selfless Spirit in. Tireless Tracker, maybe Scavenging Ooze in. Pithing Needle in. Go down. Path to Exiles. Go down. Oh, we just could never find a Hokori. Path to Exiles. Go down the 1 Noble Hierarch. Run it like that. This is probably a pretty hard matchup for us, honestly. Their Planeswalkers are tough, and we are not very good at just killing them. Our creatures, like Hokori, really powerful, but it's not very big, and that's kind of the theme of all of our creatures. I think we really just want a early Hokori draw. Wow. Huh. That's a lot of Ghost Quarters. We kind of have Ramp, but we can't really cast Hokori off this hand. On the other hand, if we draw any... We're going to keep this. If we draw any fetch land or, like, Temple Garden, we can double tap it for white because of Arbor Elf, so... And the Ghost Quarters have some upside. If we happen to get a Arbor Elf down, or Mind Sensor down, opponent. Celestial Colonnade passes. White mana? Ugh, white card. Alright, get in with Arbor Elf. Well, I guess at some point we could Ghost Quarter ourselves if we were super desperate. Field of Ruin. Opponent. Passing. We draw. Utopia Sprawl. I'll play Ghost Quarter. Utopia Sprawl. On white. Go to combat. Pass the turn. Well, that works. That does, as long as Arbor Elf lives, it does let us start trying to cast things next turn. Island. Opponent. Passing. We draw. Thalia. Well, tap, untap, tap. Play Thalia. Play Ghost Quarter. This mana is very... We've drawn all of our Ghost Quarters except 1. Pass the turn. Opponent. Looks like they got a path. Pass Thalia. We get a Plains. We gotta really hope they don't have a Planeswalker here. The problem is their Planeswalkers can bounce our Hokoris. Opponent. Passing. We draw. Oh my god. Okay. Well, pass the turn. This has potential to be really good. Upkeep, Mind Sensor, Ghost Quarter, Ghost Quarter. No, you don't want to do that, opponent. That is not going to work in your favor. Whoa, okay. Ghost Quarter. Well, trust the magic gods, please. Strip Mine 1, Field of Ruin fizzles. Come on, Strip Mine 2, Strip Mine 2, Strip Mine 2, Strip Mine 2. We get a play. We get a 4. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's get a plains. And now we might be able to get the Hokori lock set up, depending on what our opponent does here. Opponent, passing. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. And a Trinisphere. Well, step 1, we got 6 mana. All right, so step 1, we're going to wait until next turn for Hokori. Step 1, we play Scepter. We untap our double land. We play Trinisphere. Pass the turn. Oh, the lock. The lock is pretty much assembled. Opponent's passing. Can't cast anything. Now we get to play Windswept Heath. Play... Actually, let's do this. Yeah, play Hokori. And now the lock is very hard. I don't think our opponent can get out of this. And our opponent knows it. Hokori, Scepter, Trinisphere, done. Done, done, done. And that's how you take down the control deck. Pick them apart, lock them out, and that was good. Our opponent just cannot cast anything, and probably wouldn't be able to until they were dead. We can keep tapping down the one land they untap. There's a Trinisphere, so they need 2 lands to even cast anything. That was exactly what we want to do against control. Exactly. Exactly. Well, alright. We'll keep this. We got an Arbor Elf. Hollowed Fountain tapped. We don't have great lock pieces. That's a Thalia. Let's Forest and Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Hollowed Fountain tapped. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, play a Plains, tap a Forest, untap a Forest. Actually, play Thalia. Pass the turn. Next turn we can Scepter and immediately active. Well, no we can't with... Alright. Flooded Strand. That was slightly awkward sequencing. Opponent passes. Pithy Needle. That'll be good eventually. So let's play Windswept Heath. Go to combat. Attack with Thalia. Hit our opponent for 2. Windswept Heath. Get a Temple Garden. Untapped. Tap, untap. Play Scepter. Alright, opponent's got a Spell Pierce. Yup. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Gets a Island. Ugh. Yikes. Terminus off the top. Alright. Blind Terminuses are kind of the bane of our existence in Modern. That seems to happen to us a lot. Flooded Strand. Opponent cracks Flooded Strand. Hollowed Fountain. Tapped. Well, alright. We draw Mind Sensor. I think we just play Ramanop Excavator. Get back Windswept Heath. And pass the turn. Land for our opponent. And passes. Well, crack Windswept Heath. Get a Temple Garden tapped. Untap. Replay Windswept Heath. Play Scavenging Ooze. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. Alright, let's just pass. Opponent. Cryptic, bounce, draw. Sure. Opponent untaps. Plains. And passes. Well, eat a Cryptic. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a Forest. Eat a Spell Pierce. And I guess we eat Terminus too. Eat a Terminus. Just eat it all. Opponent. We draw Horizon Canopy. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes 2. And let's play Ramanop Excavator. Ugh, more Cryptics? Whoa. Bigger than Cryptic. 6 mana. Rev for 3. Ugh. Well, play Horizon Canopy. Pass the turn. I don't know. That's 3 cards and 3 life. That's not ideal. Opponent's back to 7 cards. Field of Ruin. Opponent. Passing. Well, we will eat a Sphinx's Revelation. Sack Horizon Canopy, draw a card. Untap. Replay Horizon Canopy. Go to combat. Attack. Oh my god. Cryptic. Again. I think our opponent's trying to Cryptic, but just not tapping right. There you go. Cryptic. Tap draw. I really don't want to run out this Pithy Needle until we know what we're targeting. Alright, let's just pass. Opponent untaps. Field of Ruin. Teferi? Okay. No Hokoris. Opponent. I don't know what they're doing. They floated Teferi mana and then disappeared by the looks. Opponent. Alright. Looks like they are having internet trouble. Disconnected. I assume they will reconnect and cast Teferi, and we will cry. This seems likely. Oh, dear. Opponent. Or maybe our opponent does not return. And we never see the Teferi. I don't usually root for timeouts, but with Teferi mana on the stack, if there was ever a time that I'm like, okay, maybe you just don't come back, it's with Teferi mana floating. The other problem for our opponent is this is eating up a lot of time. So if they do return, especially if Pithing Needle resolves, they might actually have trouble closing out this game before they run out of time, because they're under 5 minutes and we're almost at 16. And, well, this isn't the way we were hoping to win, but opponent's down to 3 minutes. It's looking like this might be the way we do win. And opponent, they're done. They're done. They're done. Well, a win's a win, and in a land of Teferi adjaces, we'll take it however we can get it, even if it's not ideal. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll take it. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are looking to Hokori lock some people in Modern, and this hand's actually pretty good. Turn 1, Arbor Elf. Turn 2, Hokori. That is pretty much what our deck's looking for. One of our best draws. We're going to need a way to finish the game, but opponent, Plains, and Ghost Quarter, and Thalia. Well, that slows us down by a turn. Opponent passes. What do we do now? Well, Windswept Heath, crack it. Grab a Forest. Utopia Sprawl. On white. Pass the turn. Thalia's not actually good against our deck, but it's decent right here. Opponent, Sarah Ascendant, and gets in for 2. Yup. See if they Ghost Quarter us. Alright, they're going to Ghost Quarter. We will grab a Plains. Opponent passes. Well, I think we tap, untap. Tap, untapped land. Scepter. Pass the turn. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Yup. Down to 12. And passes. Boy, that is a lot of Hokoris. Play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. This is not a great Mind Sensor Ghost Quarter matchup. Ranger of Eos. Well, this is not bad. We will Mind Sensor. Hopefully ruin this Ranger of Eos tutoring. Opponent. Come on. Come on, Mind Sensor. Whiffs. Now we get to tap down Thalia. Opponent. Attacks. Well, we will trade. Untap. Horizon Canopy. So, play Hokori. Play Horizon Canopy. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps a land. We could just tap it. Is it worth it? Yeah, tap the land. We are fine with trading Hokori for Ranger of Eos here. Opponent attacks. So we will block Ranger of Eos. Down to 9. Untap. Play Ajano Castle. Play Hokori. Pass the turn. We are going to have to beat this Thalia eventually. We got the lock set up though. Opponent untaps a land. Well, we will tap the land. Keep our opponent doing nothing. Opponent, combat. Attacks. I think we double block, actually, to get rid of Thalia, because we still have one more Hokori. Block, block. Opponent's going to kill Hokori. That's fine. Well, drawing 3 Hokoris has been great here. We kill the Thalia. We untap. We play Hokori. Tap, untap. Courser. Forest. Pass the turn. So our opponent does get 1 turn to leave a land untapped. Untaps. So I need like a path for Hokori. But we have the lock assembled. This is where we're trying to get. Martyr of Sands. Okay. So that could gain our opponent life. Opponent passes. Actually, we could just path it. That might be worth it. Untap. Untap a land. Ramanop Excavator on top. Well, let's path Martyr of Sands. Opponent gets a tap land. We go to combat. Attack. And now we just Hokori lock. Hope we can kill our opponent before they draw a path. If we can get down this Ramanop Excavator, it becomes even better. So opponent gets to untap a land. We Arbor Elf the land. Tap the plains. And opponent, the Hokori lock, got him. We locked him out, and that is what our deck has tried to do. That is it. That is the plan. So what do we learn this week about Hokori lock in Modern? And overall, we finished 3-3. Played 6 matches, won 3, which means we did go on to lose our last match. I only showed the first game because it was a repeat, and we had already played the same exact player on the same exact deck, and you already saw that entire match. So I did want to show off the sweet lock, though, because that was one of our hardest Hokori locks, the second game against Soul Sisters. So overall, the deck, it functioned reasonably. 50%, roughly average-ish for an against the odds deck, but not a bad record for an against the odds deck. We managed to take down some pretty reasonable decks. We beat Blue-White Control, we beat Mardu Pyromancer, so we did some really decent things. Beat Scapeshift as well against tier decks. The deck itself, we got to see the good and the bad of Hokori. So, good of Hokori is it really can lock people out of the game, and we had some games where it was incredibly effective, and we had some games where we didn't quite hard lock our opponent out of the game. We were missing a piece, like the Trinisphere or Thalia or something, but just Hokori slowing our opponent down for a bunch of turns was still enough. A great example of that was Scapeshift, where our opponent had to spend several turns like leaving their mana untapped to try to build up towards one of their big spells, and as they were doing that, it gave us time to be able to assemble enough random janky creatures to beat them down and win. So that's kind of the sweetness of Hokori. On the other hand, we saw a couple of downsides. One is, it does die a lot. I wish it wasn't a 2-2. It does kind of get hit by basically every removal spell in the format, and that's a little rough, that we put a lot of work into assembling this lock, and then our opponent could just kill the Hokori, get out from under it. We have plans to deal with it, and those plans do work sometimes, but we can't always wait until we have Hokori and have our opponent tapped out and have a Trinisphere. We can't always wait till we have every lock piece, so there are games we just gotta run it out and hope we draw into our lock pieces, and in those games, the removal can be an issue. We also saw, the really bad news of Hokori, which was the Elf matchup. Against Elves, I think that's just, an unwinnable matchup for our deck, essentially. Our opponent, I don't think they care if their lands are tapped down. Our opponent's actually benefits, I think. I think they prefer having Hokori on the battlefield, because they have way more mana dorks than we do, so they can actually function even better than we can with a Hokori on the battlefield, and we're the Hokori deck built around it. So that is the drawback of Hokori, is there are some decks that just are naturally resilient and don't really care about their lands. Against some decks, it's absurd. If we can leave this on the battlefield against Control, it's almost impossible for Control to win. On the other hand, there are some decks that just naturally have answers built into their deck, just naturally, like Mana Dork. So it was a really fun, interesting card to build around. One thing I did want to mention, and I think I would change, is I wish I had played one copy of Cabria Crossroads, I think the card is. The white land from Zendikar that gives something protection when it enters the battlefield, because that would have been, I think, even better than a Jano Castle as protection for Hokori, because we can tutor up an instant speed with Knight of the Reliquary, because we had one game where we tutored up a Jano Castle to try to protect Hokori, but didn't realize that a Jano Castle actually takes mana to activate. You have to pay 1 and tap it. You don't just tap it, so maybe Cabria Crossroads would be a better option in the protection slot or along with the Jano Castle, but the deck was explosive. We had really fast Hokoris. We got a couple of absurd Settle the Wreckage blowout against Elves, which was a horribly rough matchup. The Settle blowout was sweet, so I was impressed with the 1 of Settle in the sideboard. It is a great gotcha card, especially with Knight of the Reliquary and other weird mana sources, because it doesn't even look like we have 4 mana to cast it, and then we can sack a land tonight to get an untap land to be able to Settle the Wreckage, wrath our opponent's board, steal the win. So overall, the deck functioned well. Scepter of Dominance, I think, is a pretty interesting card that might bear more brewing around in play. It's kind of a weird, expensive Rishidan port if you can just leave it sit out there, and there are a surprising number of modern decks that are trying to win with big creatures. We see Crackling Drakes, we see Death Shadows, huge Tarmogoyfs, big Eldrazi, stuff like that. And in the worst case, you could just tax your opponent's mana. In some decks, like our deck, we're pretty happy trading one of our mana for one of our opponent's mana, especially when we get the upside of being able to tap down around other stuff, blockers, attackers when it's relevant as well. So kind of interested to see how good Scepter of Dominance can be. Obviously, it's slow, it's fragile, it's an artifact, but the card is a lot better than I think it's given credit for. So anyway, that's the deck. We got some sweet locks. We also got blown out sometimes, but such is life with Hokori Duststraker. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.